Hello, I'm Mr. Santamon, and today I'm going to show you 3 seated poses. And stick around to the end and I'll tell you my personal problem with chairs. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to draw a chair from just a regular isometric angle. So you can see how you have one line in the middle that's lower, and all 3 of those vertical lines are the same length. And then I'm just going to draw like this little book shape. Looks like an open book. And I'm going to match this angle right here, again right there, to draw the other side of the chair. And then that angle, again right there. So we have a little isometric cube. And now let's draw the back of the chair. So I'm going to draw a vertical line up on either side. And then that same downward angle for the top of the back of the chair. So there we have a real basic chair. It's not perspective, it's just isometric, 3 different angles. And now I'm going to draw the bottom of the torso first. Normally I draw from head to toe, like head first and then feet last. But on a chair, I prefer to draw the torso because it tells me, is the person slouching? Are they sitting upright? What's their position in the chair? And here's their head. So my typical large head character style here. And then I'm going to draw where the legs are coming out from the base of the torso. In this case, it's just a standard seating pose. And then we have the knee and then down to those chubby wide ankles and to the feet. So both feet are going to be planted on the ground. So this chair is just a nice size for this person. So out and then down with that little circular foot shape. All right, so now I'm going to clean up some of these lines so we can start to move forward here. You don't want to have, there's a lot of overlap. You have a body on top of an object, so you want to make sure you clear out some of those chair lines that are intersecting with the body. So I'm going to clean that up, just get ready for the hands here. And then I'm going to draw the hands, thinking about, like the arms are going to be coming down. Let me just get the face first, so I get the direction of the head here. And there's the center of the face. You notice how it's like a 3/4 pose. So the character is not quite sideways, not quite facing us, just halfway in between. So now I'm going to have the hands clasping in this person's lap. So he's going to have like thumb and fingers interlocking with his other hand. So let's just zoom in. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I know it's kind of out of focus, but that'll give you a little more context on the details of these clasping hands. So I have the arms resting, the elbows are resting at the side, so there's really no tension there, just a relaxed pose. And unfortunately, you see more of my thumb than of the character's fingers right here, but when I move my hand away, you'll see it better. So I just have the fingers overlapping on the fist. And then I'm going to clean up some of those lines so it makes it a little more visible for you there. Yeah, I'm sorry, my camera is focusing on my hand and not on the drawing. I should do like a manual focus or something. All right, so there's kind of the overlap. You can see that thumb, and then there's an index finger on the other hand, and then the thumb on the other hand, middle finger of the other hand. So I just have this like couple fingers clasping, and that's pretty much it. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next chair. We're going to draw the exact same chair as before. So it's an isometric angle, same size. So we have those 3 lines connected by those angled lines at the bottom, and then match the same angles for the top of the lines. And then repeat the angles again to make that isometric cube. And then of course we will bring one side up for the back of the chair. Just solidify some of those lines there. Now for this character, I'm going to make it like a baby or a very small character with very short limbs. So I don't know why, but I think it's funny. I don't know if it's funny, but it has a sense of charm when the character's feet don't touch the bottom, right? So like you have, in this case, the character's feet don't even reach the edge of the chair. So it's just like a small, character that's maybe just a smaller, maybe different species of something, or like a little alien character or a little kid or something, or a baby. And I'm going to draw the head a little past the top of the chair. See how I'm just reinforcing the top of the head a bit higher. I just wanted it to overlap and not be a weird tangent. where it looks like the head is like being trapped by the chair or something. All right, so there's the baby's little cheek, and then the little legs. So the belly is like overlapping the upper part of the torso, just giving it more of a chubby comedic look. And that's it for the little baby character. All right, and let's draw one more chair. Same exact size and angle of the chair as best you can. So 3 vertical lines. The lowest one is in the center. And then just connect with those that V shape on the top and bottom. And then the high back. All right, so this next person is going to be a lady crossing her legs as she sits. So we'll draw the torso first. Or it's like a lady or girl. I mean, I guess the age would be probably younger because they have a giant looking head. So we have the giant head right there, speaking of giant heads. And then I'm going to draw where the head is facing. And I'm going to draw the leg. This is a high leg. This is the knee that's going up high, like over top of the other leg. So it's going up, and then that toe is kind of pointed out. It's not touching the ground. That's important. And then we have the lower knee emerges from underneath the leg, and then that leg is making contact with the ground. So keep in mind, look at the distance of the 2 feet. That leg that's raised, that foot is significantly higher, and then that leg is connected to the part of the hip that's closest to us. So we have, I'm going to draw some hands. I'm going to try to figure out what to do with the hands here. I'm not sure about that forearm. I'm going to redraw that, I think. But anyway, the hands are resting on the leg. So the upper leg. So let me figure out what to do with the arms here. I'm going to just clean up some of these lines just to make it a little more clear for us. And I'm going to just get some clarity here. That's important. And then I'm going to redraw that leg, making sure that they're overlapping properly. There's the leg closest to us. Okay, so the arms, I think, need an adjustment. I'm going to put the elbows lower, like the arms are more at rest. Like if you look at the first guy on the left, I want to have that same relaxed, like no tension in the arms. So hands resting on the upper leg with arms kind of just, the gravity is just pulling down on the elbows. So let me redraw just where the fingers will be. And then I want to really make those arms lower, just so they're not raised up. The only reason she would raise her arms is if she was trying to put maybe her hands on her knee, then the arms would raise up a little bit, just because she has to reach out further. All right, direction of her head. So we have the eye level, and then the little cheekbone, and then the center of the face. And then we'll just draw her fingers. Overlapping. And then I'll give her a little hairstyle, a little hair clip, and then overlap like behind the ear, kind of hair pulled back behind the ear, just a short hairstyle. And then little eyes and a mouth, just real simple. Not being too specific on what she's wearing, just for the sake of this pose, I want to make it pretty clear, like maybe just a shirt and pants or something. All right, there's the baby character. I forgot to add a little little puckered mouth and eyes. And then, of course, our little dude here with the eyes and mouth, ear, and then we'll just give him a hairstyle or something, simple hairstyle. Always make sure to add volume when drawing a character's hair. See how I'm adding a thickness on top of the scalp there. All right, so that's pretty much it. So now that you stuck around this long, let me tell you about my problem with chairs. So me and chairs have a difficult relationship, and I don't know what the heck I did with that chair. It's kind of strange, but just go with it, okay? So I'm 6'1". I'm what you would consider a little above average in height, which for the most part is great. And I even have friends who are much taller than me. I don't know how they deal with this problem. So let's just get into it. So when you're standing next to a chair, you have two heights to consider. You have your knee height, and then you have the seat height. The difference between both is going to determine the discomfort level of your seating experience. So for example, me trying to sit normally is like my knee is raised up, my butt bone is making direct contact with the hard chair. It's very uncomfortable. So what I have to do is have either my feet tucked under the chair or my legs kind of like thrown out in front of me to have an experience. Anyway, thanks for attending my TED Talk, and please subscribe if you haven't.